Hello, welcome. It's your boy Garcia here. Let's talk about it. Wanted to say thank you guys for tuning in to the show. Hopefully, people get notifications. They've been kind of far and few and in between as of late. Apparently, they're supposedly working on it. We'll see what happens. I see John Rod's here. Whatever he's doing, it's working for John. John don't miss anything. So whatever John Rod is doing, it's working for John. Now, yeah, they said they've been trying to fix this problem that's going on or issues. So it seems like a lot of people I know are here. That's a good sign. Seeing Outlaw, Chris. What's good? Hit the like button coming through the door so we can get by and alleviate any type of problems we might have that developed throughout. Now, as we move forward through this, let's also say a couple of things that need to be pointed out. We told everybody what was going on with Malika Andrews' situation. People refused to believe it, but it was 100% the truth. If you are on the Casino for Life Patreon, that the link is in the description box, and please like, share, and subscribe, like they said. If you're a Patreon member, you already saw what happened early on. I told you that Richard Jefferson was not happy when he found out, this is a month ago, on the Patreon about what happened with Malika Andrews and she was getting a promotion. And he's been there and she's going to make way more money than him. And he's like, what the hell? So now the announcement's been made. She took Greeny's job and now she's got that promotion. Now, I know, it was just like I said. Now, moving right along, also what I said that created more of a shocking turn of events is the fact that we have PENN Entertainment now teaming up with ESPN, and they've done a joint venture. And now ESPN is going to enter into its own betting site. They're going to be their own sports book. And this is going to be such a huge conflict of interest because now, how does a sports network that gives information on sports, athletes, and everything is also the sports book? This is a huge conflict of interest, especially when ESPN actually put on sports. Now ESPN has its own betting site. So no longer will they be advertising and taking money from other people's betting sites. MGM bets and all that. They're not going to advertise that. PENN Entertainment, which runs with Barstool, and when Barstools do anything, it's going to be pretty much of a shakeup. So on Tuesday, everybody was moving through the process of what the big announcement ESPN was going to do. And this is why a lot of people were canned. This big deal that's coming in place, this is not going to go well with people talking down on the sport. You feel me? So it needed to reach a new agreement with PENN Entertainment, before NFL hits. Because this is the bulk of your money. NFL is the biggest thing, swimming. So now they've entered into an agreement with PENN Entertainment to launch ESPN Bet. And that's his own branded sports book. So when that just debut in the fall, that's going to be a huge huge money win for you for ESPN, and it's going to take money away from other sports bets. Another betting outlet that's taking money away from all these other sports bettors. Now, as PENN Entertainment set to launch their bets, all the fans across the U.S. and going through this relaunch, this is going to affect people like Adam Wojnarowski or Chris Schaefer, these guys who give advanced information as far as what they do, breaking story by Woj, and getting all of these reports on ESPN. This could be looked at as illegal for the gaming board that's going to be approving these sports bets. That could be viewed as illegal. You have a network, and now Wojnarowski is now giving some detail, some background things of a trade that's about to happen. It's almost like, oh, okay, now he's giving them an advantage for people to bet on the game or bet in this direction. Now it's going to be hard for, let's say, Scott Van Pelt, and when they have their segment on there with the bets that go down, it's going to be a little hard to do these shows because this is dancing around violations. So this is a billion-dollar investment. For those who don't know, this is worth billions. Thank you, Fair Huxtable. I appreciate that. Oh, it says ESPN will be able to take ads from other sports betting companies. Wow, that's shocking. Normally, that's viewed as a conflict of interest from the betting app. So, what they're going to probably do is try to make it look like they're two different companies. ESPN Bet is going to be separated from ESPN Network. And I don't know how they're going to pull that off. There's so much red tape going under. Jesus Christ. Yes, PENN Entertainment, rather, will no longer be PENN Entertainment. It's going to be ESPN Bet now. So, yes, the people that sponsor Barstools, they're now going to be the driver's seat in this multi-billion-dollar merger. So Barstool is back, bigger than ever. Well, Barstool got bought back from Dave Portnoy, bought Barstool back from PENN Entertainment. So now Barstool is up in the air. Whoever's on Barstool, I don't know where your check's going to come from now. So they're looking for a new sports book to support them. So Barstool and PENN is going their separate ways. PENN has moved on to ESPN. And they've done their mergers. So now PENN Entertainment is now PENN ESPN Bet. So that's what it is right now. Well, Penn had the ability to launch new sporting betting apps in the 16 states where Barstool Sportsbook was previously operating. That meant Arizona, Colorado, here in Illinois, Indiana, or Iowa, Kansas, Louisiana. They had Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Ohio, Jersey, Philly. In the Pennsylvania area, you got Tennessee, Virginia, and West Virginia. Notice what ain't on there. New York. Notice what else ain't on there. Florida. Notice what ain't on there. Texas. And notice what else isn't on that list. California knows how to party. Now you ask yourself why. You should already know that answer. Yes, Barstool shows, they're up in the air right now. All the deals, that's on Dave Portnoy to supply. It's up for him to supply the monies, the resources, and everything that comes along with it when it comes to entertaining such entities, such as what they're doing there with ESPN. That's their job. Penn Entertainment is a gaming sports book company. They have billions in dollars. They own a national gaming. In other words, they're a mob. But they can't mess with New York. The New York mob says, no, you're not coming in here. New York gambling mob, they have their own mafia that runs the gambling in New York. Jersey, they have no jurisdiction on. So that's how the UFC, for all those years, when they were owned by the Furtadas, who's in Nevada and got the casinos down there, that mafia ring down there was not going to infiltrate New York and take New York money unless the mob can get a piece of it. And since they weren't doing business with the New York mob, UFC couldn't get a license in New York City as long as the Furtadas owned it. Once they sold, then they could have their first events in New York City. So it was all mob related. That's why the UFC wasn't around. As you can see, states that have their own jurisdictions on mob related activities, Penn is not in those states. They're not in California. They're not in New York. They're not in Texas. So that should let you know something very clear. Well, we have to look at things the way it presents itself to us. Now, the way it's presented to us, this looks like a win-win situation for Penn and ESPN. Now, as far as ESPN betting is going, they're saying they're going to have the promo code, but they haven't put out any offers yet. But there will be match bet offers, of course. And if you got the app, if you're in New York, you're screwed. Yeah, I mean, you got to deal with New York mob and whatever bets they got going on. Um, you don't know a minimum deposit yet. They haven't had anything up, but you got to be 21 and older, as the case in the states when they deal with sports betting. Well, mm-hmm. But you got to remember something. When you're in this type of bracket, oh, thanks, Fair Huxtable. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it. It's big business for a lot of these Italian mob or government mob. Try both. See, the government is getting paid off of the sports bets, so they can care less. So they don't care about illegal mob activities when it comes to betting. They've all digitalized it. It's become now, instead of having Angelo come over with a baseball bat, it's they believe me, there's some places still doing that. Bookies going in doing just that. I know somebody who used to run a sports book, and he had to go collect when it's time to get his money. And this guy was a degenerate gambler where he would win 50,000, he would bet the 50,000 right back and lose the 50,000. He was way out of my league. I'm not betting 50 grand on anything. Does Fair Huxtable have an Instagram? I don't know. You got to talk to Fair Huxtable. Disney getting their ducks in a row. Big fish eating little fish. Make sure you help me sign up for this ESPN bet when it starts. I want to learn. Okay. Oh no. They said, "Oh no." Where's the FTC? He said, "Oh wait, never mind." He said, "Bro, you looking for Claire Huxtable?" What happened to the Pac-12? Well, the Pac-12 got packed. They need money. That's what happened to the Pac-12. They need money. No, 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 no. See, the deal is that's in place because a lot of people had Barstool Sportsbook. My buddy used to bet on it, and me, I've stayed with Bet Rivers. I just stay limited right here, based in Illinois. It sucks because I can't bet on Illinois games that I'll be wanting to bet, and I couldn't bet. Like I couldn't bet on any of the like when Dion was up there before he went to Colorado. I wanted to bet on those guys. I said, "Oh, let me bet on them." I can't bet on Alabama State, all those small colleges like that. They don't take those for some reason at Bet Rivers. So yeah, as far as the financials are concerned of the deal, ESPN is going to get like 1.5 billion over the next 10 years of the deal, and they will get approximately about 500 million of warrants to purchase an additional 31.2 or something like that common shares from Penn. So ESPN, as it goes on in the next 10 years, would be purchasing common shares that belong to Penn that will say about 10 years, that will like vest over the next 10 years. So, and that means they'll get their marketing service, brands, other rights, and media is provided by ESPN. So that's how that's going to work. Yep, 1.5 billion. They're going to receive from the Penn company over the first 10 years of the deal. Well, they got fans that's covering this from every angle. So when you got fans that are covering this sport from every angle, now you're going to see so much corruption. It only intensifies the corruption that you see already in sports today. The last two Super Bowls have been marred with corruption. The Bengals Super Bowl against the Rams, and then this last Kansas City Super Bowl against the Philadelphia Eagles. You saw two marred Super Bowls. They deliberately tainted the field to help Patrick Mahomes because he was injured and going into the game, and they knew the Philadelphia defense would have pounced on him if the turf wasn't just destroyed. It was just horrible field conditions. And they wanted to do that to give Patrick Mahomes an advantage. And even though Philadelphia was weathering the storm because Kansas City defense was almost non-existent, they just cared about the results of the ratings of the Super Bowl. That people were happy with what they saw overall. Me, it was the final straw. I was out, and I will not be watching the NFL this year. Everybody keeps saying you're coming back. I'm like, nope, I'm out. I'm done. Jimmy Pitaro, who was linked to the New York mob, allegedly, um, is now the president or chairman of ESPN. The strategy there is pretty simple. They want to give fans, yeah, he's from Scanarsie. Yeah, and guess how segregated they are. Uh, well, it's a perfect partner if you want to build an unmatched user experience with sports betting, is what they're going to tell you. They're going to say, well, this is the perfect partner for us. Yeah, because they come in with 1.5 billion. If you come in with 1.5 billion, you're going to be my best friend. Of course, you're going to be the best partner when you got that on the table. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't anyone? You understand? Why wouldn't anyone be put on a pedestal like that to where they can make the terms how they see fit? No, I said this year. Stacy, so you have to keep up with everything that I say. When I said I was out, that's when Brady retired. Brady came back. I said, I'm back in. I'm back in for Brady's last ride. And based on this year, I'll decide what's going to happen. But I wasn't finna miss Brady coming back. So when Brady came back, that's what happened. Oh, T said Iger was looking about a month ago for somebody to buy into ESPN. Well, they did. They bought all the way in. And because they bought all the way in, It's the new narrative. That was, Stacy, are you listening? That was last year when Brady retired. I was out after the Rams Super Bowl. I am out. I hope the Detroit Lions win it all. Disney is falling apart. They need this deal bad, I'm sure. Not just that. It's not just Disney needs it. ESPN needs it. They're suffering. They closed almost all these outlets. They trying to get rid of these big contracts because the betting world is going to bring in their money. They want to pay less money and get the maximum results. So forget paying these journalists $7 and $8, $10 million to do nothing, but what they feel is a minimal job. The media has changed. So why are they going to spend all that money? They're paying this out. They're not going to do that. They're revamping the way it goes. They resetting the wheel, whatever you want to call it. That's what they're going to do. Absolutely. Said, I'm with you on the Lions winning the Super Bowl. Understandable. Absolutely would be an all-time lineup. You said ESPN killed the Pac-10. I don't know if it killed the Pac-10, but the Pac-10 was pretty much out of money when it was when it was founded. Well, the thing is that the money that's going into these teams by the boosters, that's what's ruining college football. If Georgia, Alabama, and everybody is spending more money, those are the teams that's going to get the best players. That's just how it goes. If you spend the most money, you're going to have the most people there.
You already know the fix is in, Cino. I can't believe this shit. You see ESPN? They were supposed to go in the dumpster. I don't know how they did all this. Fired all the best analysts, broadcasters. I don't know.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be. They shouldn't even be allowed to do all this. But it's like there's no regulations. There's no nothing. So hey, man, we'll just see how this next season goes. You know?
Yeah. This is beyond crazy because the weird part about it is the fact that now you got people like Adam Scheffler and you got other people such as Woj. They gonna have to change what they do.
Right?
Because they can't be giving sports tips and all this who to bet and what's not. They can't be doing that.
Nope. Exactly. So I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Conflict of
this is
interest.
crazy. So now, y'all, you finna get the app? You gonna be doing ESPN bet?
Hell no. Hell no. I don't want to. I don't be betting like that. But if I do,
Well, you in Cali, so you can't get it anyway.
no, I'm in Canada. I'm in Canada.
Oh, you in Canada? Oh
Yeah.
man, that's gonna be rough. I
Yeah.
don't even know
Exactly.
if they got it out there.
We got bookies. We got real bookies.
Yeah, y'all got the old school booking with the left right coach and
Right.
the left
But yeah, man. I don't know, man.
talking in French. Boy,
You,
you're gonna
and
be like, hey man.
you know it. You know it. Yeah, it's corrupt. That's corrupt, but it was only a matter of time, with the sports betting and all that.
Oh
These
yeah,
companies,
that's the
these
new
companies got
direction.
to get them. Yeah, exactly.
As long as they keep going, but all these networks, all these shows going
Sorry, man. Go ahead.
all the shows are going in that direction.
What you said, Cino? You said you hope the Jets win it all the way, man. I'm all with you, man.
How,
Like, you been watching Hard Knocks or something?
Yeah.
Hard
Listen,
Knocks
yeah.
got you fired up,
No,
huh?
hey, man, listen. All we gotta do is worry about the
the Jets
offensive
go
line. If
for
we
this
get the
year.
offensive line together, we be good, man.
You know what Hard Knocks do, man? They highlight the team and that's going to have a good season. When they did the Detroit Lions, the Lions came out. They came out flat and they start roaring.
Oh
I was
no, they was putting up a lot of numbers, man. I
like,
was like,
yeah.
man,
And then they got me hyped. I was all right. Let's go Lions.
they should be making the playoffs this year for sure. They have nobody in their way.
Yeah, they should make it. I'm mad Deuce Staley gone, but he got a bigger check somewhere else. So,
Correct.
but man, I'm like, man, Deuce was great.
Yeah, I don't know why they got rid of their running back though. That was a good running back.
Cause he keeps getting hurt, man, and that's and that's just unfortunate for him. But he keeps getting hurt, and
Yeah.
he ain't built like he too soft.
That's why they're not trying. That's why they outed for the running backs now. They ain't trying to pay no running backs no more, man. It sucks.
Yeah, it does. It's turned into something awful, and I quite don't understand it myself.
Me
But
either. Cause
yeah,
they're doing Saquon Barkley so dirty, man. I'm just like, man, he can't even get a extension.
no, and that's why the people in the NFL, you see them owners don't be really normally selling their teams at all. Because they making so much money, the contracts is all in favor of the owners. It's
Yeah.
been like that. It ain't never been in favor of the players.
Oh,
They
never.
control everything. You could sign a $300 million deal and be out the league in 2 years with nothing. They can go against that. Shoot, it's
Yeah,
so
man. It's a big.
60, $80 million and only got like maybe 10 or
Yeah.
12. It
Right.
ain't fully
Right.
guaranteed.
It's all for the headlines, man.
Exactly. Yeah, man. And then it's just like NFL sometimes means not for long. And every time, it's even hard to even get to that second contract because you don't know if you're going to be healthy enough or, they're going to just replace you with another player in the draft. That's the problem with it as well, too. So it sucks, man. Their security is terrible. And the union got to get better when they negotiate, too, because that is also rigged when it comes to the
Oh,
NFL.
it's god awful right now. So I don't know what they finna do when
Yeah.
it's done because the union they're normally controlled by the league. They
Yep.
haven't helped nobody, but you paying them.
Right.
So, I'm like, man, what have you actually done? I mean, these people come in, but this is mostly the players' fault too. They wanted all of these things, and the other side gave it to them, and they gave all the control to Roger Goodell.
Mm-mm-mm.
They said, well, Roger Goodell just wants to be able to make the final decision. He had that. I got my OTAs. I got
Right.
this many OT days. Yeah, I get this many days off. I can say, oh yeah, I need I need these many pad days off. Well, I can train without pads. Yeah, good. They limited that. Cool. I'm with that. He can have it. So they gave the power to Roger Goodell. And once they gave him that final say, So now when everybody's having this fight over anything, it come down to Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell's gonna do what? Go with the owners.
Yep. Basically working with the owners.
Right. So you doomed yourself in. It's gonna be okay. We're understand still. It's gonna come down to Roger. Well, we know where he's going. Well, you don't know that. Roger, which way you going? With the owners. Okay. See? It was 50-50. And he made a decision based on the information.
Right.
Goodell ain't gonna do nothing but go with the owners. But the players put him in this situation. And you got what you wanted. You got you got less practice days in the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
You get
less pads.
Yeah, you fought for all the nonsense. Yep. And the real stuff you ain't fight for. And they was like, y'all ain't finna fight for this? Okay, bet. That's all they want. Give it to them.
And I think they wanted a little bit more guaranteed money as well, too, and a little bit more money. And they was like, all right, we're going to give you that. And then we're going to add more games to it and more playoff games.
Right. Roger said we'll get to be the final say. Oh, bet. That's all we want. That's all we want is for Roger to have the final say on things. If it's a standstill, he's the deciding vote. Yeah, I don't care about that. Shoot, we getting that. I think this is fair. And they said that to the union. He was like, all right, they said it's fair. Now they crying foul. Man, how you gonna make these decisions, man? This ain't right. Like, hey, man, y'all voted.
They're screwing themselves over, man, with all this bullshit.
Yeah, they did. They screwed themselves. And now they got to try to hope on another collective bargaining agreement to come back up. And they are not in any position. Because as the game is changing, the quarterback is doing all the damn running now. They want the running backs catching the ball.
It's wild.
Why are we paying the running backs when we have a quarterback running?
It's wild,
majority of the runs.
They want the quarterback running. There's the man that owe me cash. Where you at, man?
Yeah, I'm here. Just
Q-Lee
in the building.
Everybody back.
Been looking for you, Q. Where you been at?
Q took a week off, man.
In the bayou.
Q, it took you like a week.
I told you, man. I was gone, man. I was on vacay.
Oh, I hear that, man. You got to release some stress. I hear you, man.
I spent money on vacay. I was in Dominican Republic.
Oh, okay.
They're spending my money over there.
Where's Tino's money?
I got you at HD, man. Don't worry. Just give me a little time, man. You know I'm saying?
A little time.
No, it ain't too much though in the pesos.
Yeah, it ain't too much, man. I'll shoot you with the quick 20, man.
You gotta have Tino outside your window be like, hey, Q.
I ain't like some people, man. Just be avoiding. No,
it's one dude that bet
communicate. You ain't seen them since.
I ain't seen them since.
Shoot, I was on call and I couldn't, and I didn't want to pay for the internet.
Mayweather fight too. It was a Mayweather fight. Dude was like, "Oh man, I got you." And he was gone.
But no, when I was saying in the chat was, y'all don't see the play that Disney doing?
What they doing?
He's talking about they trying to buy the college football.
They restructuring their whole company. That's what they're going younger. They want younger people. That's why they got Clutch Sports, all them, Kendra Perkins and all them. They into the sports betting now. They can care less about TV ratings.
Wow. Yeah, man.
That's why.
But Disney, like T said, Disney's in everything.
It sounds like a 20-year deal.
Yeah, see, that's why all these podcast shows are backed by these sports betting agencies. They got all the money, so they're spending astronomical for these shows, but most of these shows ain't even successful. But their contracts are being paid by these sports betting agencies. And most of them, they're not even big enough yet to really do what they're doing. They need a partner to link on to. See, they were with Barstools. That was they were Barstools, and then they became Barstool Sportsbook. Now, Gillian Wallow, I don't know what's going to happen with them because now Dave Portnoy bought the company back. Now he got Barstools back. But now they ain't got that big money no more. So they $100 million deal. I don't know what's been, what's gonna happen to that? Because now Penn's gone. That was the money.
Ooh.
They
now,
probably gonna have to. They're gonna have to restructure the deal.
Well,
Probably.
I don't know.
That'll be dirty.
That's
That'll be
between.
dirty.
That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother conversation.
Did they read the fine print, man? When they're over there
Yeah,
crying.
I think they would have.
Because if you
I hope
think
they
about
read
it,
the
though,
fine print.
Chino, if you think about it, man, the ESPN, man, like I said, they getting their ducks in a row. They already got top rank as far as boxing. Now they got the SEC. Now they got sports betting too. Man, and like you say, Texas, and New York and Florida, they go fall in line once
no,
they get
no, they're not.
once they buy college football. I'm telling you. Yeah,
Dog,
they
I
gonna get
tell you,
blood.
they don't care. They don't care. I'm gonna try to tell you, this is the mob. Dog. They don't care. They kept the UFC out. They walked away from hundreds of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions from the UFC. This is back when Chuck Liddell was hot, Conor McGregor was hot. All the talent they had and all them big pay-per-views. They was like, y'all ain't coming to New York, and that's fine.
Oh wow.
Yeah, UFC couldn't come in New York at all. They had to go to Jersey. That was
Right.
the
I know. I remember that. It was in Jersey and it was in right here in Jacksonville. They was in Jacksonville doing
Vegas.
shows.
Yeah, could not come in New York. And then the minute they sold the company, they was able to have their first show in New York because they were the Furtadas on the casinos. And if you ain't cutting them in on that money, you ain't cutting New York mob in on that money.
For real, that's how it goes.
Man. And the less
Yep.
and the
And
less
you want to
Ain't no
make
two
money
ways
in the
about it.
city, you gotta cut them in on a deal and stuff like that. That's kind of how it goes.
That was the Boston mob. So the Boston Mafia versus New York Mafia. That's basically what it was, man. And you know, New York and Boston mob is not cool.
At all.
Not at all.
So from what I'm hearing is allegedly doggone TGB Tom Brown Promotions and
The sports is the mob too. Damn.
And
What do you think?
Richard Schaefer and a couple more people, they trying to shop around PBC. From what I'm hearing, they trying to shop it around for ESPN or whatever. They were just waiting for, because you remember PBC had that deal with Fox or whatever.
No,
and now that deal
You see Casino.
That's part of Showtime.
I know. Yeah, I know.
That's part of the distribution. Like when their television deals with Showtime don't have enough spots. But Showtime got a new boss now, so Steven Espinoza ain't in charge no more.
Correct.
So, yeah,
Correct.
he's out. He's just there as the face, like, oh, Steven Espinoza, but that was Al Heyman's plant.
Yeah, correct. He's just like what you call it on Dana White. He's just the face. Yeah, correct.
Right. He was the lawyer.
Just the face.
Right. He was the lawyer. He used to work Golden Boy Promotion. He used to be the lawyer.
Yep.
Like he used to be a lawyer, manager. So they put him in charge. Almost like they was gonna put Greenberg in charge, but he already had that job.
Right.
Who used to do the 24/7s. Jeff Greenberg, I think that's his name. So he left there and was president over there, and came to Showtime. They all switched HBO and Showtime, but HBO was like, "We getting out of this boxing game," and they did. After the Manny Pacquiao Mayweather fight, they really wanted out, and they thought like, "Okay, well, we could ride this wave." And they were like, why are we spending $150 million a year for the contract of boxing? We don't need it. And they thought, and that's when Jim Lampley lost his job. Nobody's gonna hire him. So I'm like, dog, you ain't getting hired. Al Heyman finna run you out the business. All you was doing was capping for Bob Arum. So if Bob Arum want to hire you, he can. But other than that, you might as well retire. So you done. So he was forced into retirement.
Right.
He was done. Al Heyman won, and they like, man, he won. Al Heyman beat HBO. I'm like, yeah, he beat y'all. Y'all could have paid the money to Floyd. Y'all didn't want to pay the money. Y'all did everything to hate on Floyd when he was there and promote Top Rank. Y'all put Larry Merchant in there to be the matchmaker. He was a secret matchmaker for Top Rank, and then they were favoring Top Rank, and he always interviewed Floyd and be all negative in the interviews on purpose to try to sabotage Floyd and all that. Because
right. Yeah, I know about that. Yeah.
So, I knew all about Harold Letterman, all of these guys. These are Bob Arum guys.
Right.
So,
Right.
they all had it was all an agenda. Once they loved Floyd until he left Top Rank. Then all of a sudden,
correct. And then there was a war. It was the war with all them was against Al. All them Eddie Hearn, all them Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, all them was against.
Floyd Mayweather, the first fighter to ask for random blood tests. And
correct. With the bottle
what
test.
the hell he went through asking for, like, hey, it's just saying we both equally go through random tests.
Right.
Correct.
The same protocols.
Correct.
There's a lot of politics.
But if you look at it, from what I'm hearing, allegedly now it's kind of like, how the WWE had bought WCW. That's kind of how it's looking. From what I'm hearing, allegedly that's how PBC finna go out like WCW. They finna get bought out. From what I'm hearing, they shopping around secretly. That's why Al Heyman selling, like, cashing out on them boys, man. He cashing out on Earl and Charlos and all them.
Well, he
Canelo.
cashing
That's
out
why he signed Canelo to that big 3-year deal.
Yeah, well, you gotta make your money now. You've been a company for all these years. You made your money, but you paying all these fighters to sit around. Like the Charlo that sat for 2 years.
Right.
The other brothers fighting.
You'll see, what I tell you last time, Jews don't lose, man. Jews don't lose.
I knew the blood was on the wall when PBC stopped. Remember when they said that the fights for free on TV? When they started doing pay-per-view, the blood was on the wall then.
Well, yeah, because of COVID. COVID crippled the business. So you got to understand, boxing is a business driven by audience.
But yes, correct, by the people, yes.
From every level, from amateurs all the way up the ladder. So if you cripple that business and you cripple that purpose, where you just got people fighting and ain't nobody in the arena, that kills the vibe and the atmosphere of the fight.
Right.
You're just sitting there watching.
It's like you just sparring.
Fight. Right. It's like sparring, it's like, oh, this don't even look right. So, people won't even be watching that. But if you put on, this is how Jake Paul was able to capitalize and make money.
Right.
He was putting his fights on pay-per-view. And everybody was at home, they ain't did nothing, so they just started buying that. And it was mostly boxing type fights than real fights, because they couldn't get sanctioned anywhere else. And since this wasn't really a real fight, it was an exhibition, they could put it on how they wanted to.
Yep.
Exactly.
It's all about pay-per-view, man.
So Jake Paul was making all these buys. Now that boxing's back and all these events are back, people are back outside, they got stuff to do. His numbers dropped off.
Yeah.
So
Jake Paul's, right?
And Bob Arum stayed afloat because he had ESPN backing him.
He had ESPN backing him. Plus, they were doing cards in Florida.
Right.
Correct. They were doing cards. Yep.
That's where the UFC moved to Florida. Started doing events. WWE went to Florida. So that Florida was making a lot of money while everybody else was dying.
Right.
So Florida was still getting money coming in. Big money. And now everybody was like, man, they will not shut down. They were like, nope, Florida will not shut down.
Yeah, because they did the wrestling here too. Wrestling big here.
Yeah,
that's why WWE turned to essential business.
Yep, they brought out WrestleMania was there.
Yes,
correct. They brought WrestleMania there. They brought the Super Bowl there.
Right.
Yep.
The Super Bowl wasn't supposed to be there. They brought the Super Bowl there, and that was it.
I think the Super Bowl was supposed to be in LA that year too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, and they brought it to Tampa.
And they did it to Tampa,
Yep.
Because LA has so much rules and stuff like that, they was not going with it. So, they had to probably bring
which
it
is
to
bullshit
Florida.
because it's just as hot as Florida, So it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Politics.
Yeah. But it was because they had so many stipulations up during the pandemic and stuff. Like they barely could have did anything.
I'm telling you, man,
that's why
mark my word, if we still live next 5 years, I'm telling y'all, Disney gonna buy college football. They're gonna buy it.
Well, you can't buy college football. That's what I'm saying. Disney can't buy it. There's no way you could buy college football.
How you can't?
You could basically buy into a league, but you can't buy college football. It's just
Well,
not
it's
gonna
only going to be what 3 major conferences now, and probably in the future it might be only 2.
Nah, they're
Yeah,
buying into it. They're not buying it a whole lot. They're buying into it.
Not the whole college football. I'm saying the major conference. That's what I
right.
mean.
You talking about like the major conference
Yeah,
and
the major
all the
conference, not the
games
whole
and all
entire
that.
thing.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to do that. It's really hard to buy those conferences.
Like the
I
SEC.
don't know. They already got the SEC. They already got them.
The SEC network was doing well on its own. The SEC always made money. So
Yeah, I know. But
Oh,
now they just
the
signed that
SEC.
deal with SEC. It sounds like I think like a 15-year deal.
So now they got 15 years with Disney. So they
Yep.
buy the 3 major ones. It's gonna be about the same. It's not gonna. That's the thing about college football. College football is gonna make the money. Period. Like
They're gonna
college,
make the money for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
they
they're gonna
gonna
make the
make
money.
their money and stay consistent. It's not like
I
it's
see-
just gonna keep going up and up. It's gonna basically be the level it's at continuously. Then the SEC is definitely always gonna dominate. You can have one good year where there be one team out the Big Ten, but the game now is controlled by the money that's coming in by the boosters. The investors and boosters that are donating, they control now. They used to try to regulate that, but since there's no regulations on it, that's why Alabama and Nick Saban said, "Hey, y'all got to spend more money." And then they start at Clemson. I'm like, when did Clemson get this kind of money? They start spending money on the boosters and getting all this recruiting package. So now they getting 16 million. This one getting 16 million. So all these other smaller schools, they can't compete with that.
Right.
So they like
Now
man,
they jumping
Nope.
ship. Clemson and Florida State jumping ship
real-
for the ACC because did you hear the commissioner?
yeah.
Well, he just put out an interview like 2 weeks ago explaining basically they going bankrupt because the 2 teams that was pulling the most money was Florida State and Clemson as far as the conference. And the only time they was making money, as far as not besides those 2 teams, was college basketball with Duke and North Carolina.
Damn.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Those the thing is that the conference is always like that. It's always a couple of teams that's making the money. But if you look at the SEC, though, the SEC is just they make money. Period.
Right.
The SEC made money. The SEC network was people subscribe to that. Period. They'll buy it. They pay that.
Darn right. I'm one of them. I'm one of them.
So they would pay for that. And so they jump right in full steam ahead. They go full speed ahead, jump right into that. Everybody else is different.
I seen the Johnny Manziel documentary on Netflix.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Man, they made
him look
so
good,
much money off of that, man, in the NCAA.
Yeah, man.
In 1 year.
I'm gonna tell you what blew my mind. He had the freaking lawyer and the doggone. He had the lawyer.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, the way how they was getting around the NCAA was wild. That was wild.
He had this freaking lawyer and had somebody I think
his best friend,
the school president or somebody like that. Catching passes.
Man, this man was drunk, high all through college and stuff like that.
Yeah, what do you think? And every sport is like that back then.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's definitely not the only one. But he just basically exposed it, like how you get around.
You can get around anyway.
He even showed up. He showed up drunk or high, like during he was about to go to the draft the combine.
Browns.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, the combine. So he had to fake and lie and said like his dad was at the hospital. Then he had to fly back and stuff like that to empty out his bladder because he had like I guess marijuana in his system. So he had to flush it out. Then he made it back, and then, he just played the media real good. Like he was a good talker and stuff. So I'm just
then took his uncle and deposited $50,000 and said, it was my family was rich. That's why I got all this money. Well, he had the game sold up.
Man, it was crazy. But yeah, he definitely did. But nah, to bring it to that, like I was just saying that in his freshman year, the team that he was on, I forgot what team was he on
It was
again?
Texas A&M.
Yeah, Texas A&M. Yeah, so they made like $730 million off of him in 1 year.
Right.
Through merchandise and through just through him playing, and they extended their stadium as well too. So
Yeah,
it was
they
wild,
did.
man.
They sure did.
Yeah.
Yep. So they definitely made their money off of
There's
it.
a reason why they went off to college, man. Set all this shit up.
Right.
Just
So
Yeah.
now they got the NIL deals. So
Right.
now players can make money off their own licenses. So this is why Jalen Rose was saying, look, y'all need to reinstate the
Correct, Paul Thomas.
F5.
Correct.
Because we didn't really violate no rules. Like that was it. Like this is what been going on in the league for years. It's like y'all know this ain't even a crime. He was like, I'm sitting here broke. Me and Chris Webber, we got like $3 to our name, and y'all selling our jerseys all through the school. And in
Right.
1 year,
Yep.
that paid for our college tuition. They're like, but they paying for you getting free college. He's like, how much do you think it take to go to college, and how much are they making off of us?
Right.
And you
They
know they
make
got you.
millions, and it don't
And
cost
you
that.
know
They
what?
make millions a year.
And
Man,
you know what they're doing too? They would have you writing down, like they would have you signing your signatures for hours and hours, and they're selling off your stuff, and you're not getting paid for none of that.
None of
That's
it.
Yeah.
messed up.
And
That's
tell
messed
you
up.
you can't sell for sign nothing for nobody else.
Right. Could you imagine how much money if they made $700 million off Johnny Football at Texas A&M? Could you imagine how much money like the University of
Alabama.
Florida made when Tebow was there? And now
Oh man, they
they
made a
gonna come out with a
fortune.
documentary called Swamp Kings in next 2 weeks on
Yeah, that's
Netflix.
coming. I seen that.
Yeah,
Yup.
that's coming.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Man,
That was crazy.
Tebow
Man.
mania, man.
Yeah.
T-Ball Mania.
Yeah,
Yo, that's
Tebow, man,
crazy.
he made about, I think they made what, 2.3
What?
billion.
Hell yeah.
$2.3 billion
Easy.
off Tebow
Yes.
when
Yeah.
Tebow was
Easy.
playing.
Wow.
2.3 billion
Yes.
when
What?
he was at Florida.
Yes. I see.
No
Yes.
way.
Yeah,
Yes. What?
the
Yes.
University of Florida made over about $2.3 billion off
Yes,
of
they did.
Wow. Yo,
Yes, they
that should
did.
be some type of record or some shit. I don't know.
That's
That's
robbery, man.
that's
Yeah.
Jordan numbers. He's doing Jordan
Yeah.
numbers.
Florida basketball team raised about 400 million to about almost 500 million and winning back-to-back national championships.
Hmm.
Yep. He's
When,
right.
Wow.
He's
Noah
right.
was there.
Yeah.
So the
Man.
University of Florida made a lot of money selling their jerseys, everything, and they won back-to-back. And they sold the shirts. The university made about $300 to $400 million for merchandising, advertising,
Sheesh.
everything off
Yeah.
of those players, and they ruined their positions by
Yeah, they
staying
did.
and playing another year. Had they win after they won the first time, they would have went even higher. Even though they won it back to back, and they stayed because they wanted to go and compete and see if they can win it back to back, and they
Right.
won back to back championships, which
Yeah.
is hard.
Wow.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah, they made money.
CAA. Sure.
And they still
Yeah.
making money. That's why
Mhm.
they
They
talking
are.
about doing a $300 million renovation at the stadium, the football stadium.
Which
Yeah.
stadium? The Gator Stadium?
Huh?
The Gator Stadium?
Yeah, Ben Hill. Yeah, they finna do a $300 million renovation.
I'm not
They finna
shocked.
update the whole thing.
Not shocked, man. They
And they're
making a
supposed
lot
to
of
take
money, man.
seats out. I think they talking about taking like 10,000 seats out because they hold like 90,000. They talking about taking like
And they want to
10,000
extend it.
seats out and making them bigger and all kind of stuff. They supposed to put I guess a hotel there, like a Four Seasons in there and everything.
Man. Yeah, man, it's robbery, man. That's what I'm saying, man. And I feel bad for
Bullshit.
these kids, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, man.
Right.
And I really feel bad because even in football, man, you got to survive basically 2 or 3 years without getting injured, and on top of that, you're not getting paid at all, man.
Right.
That's terrible, man.
What's up, New Jersey? Yeah, I gotta get that set up. I gotta get the fantasy football set up.
Oh yeah, and this man Johnny Manziel was getting away with his piss test as well too because of he was taking the piss from the what was it, the fourth string quarterback and stuff like that
Right.
every time.
But
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm kind of not looking forward to the Swamp Kings thing though, because I don't think they're gonna release so much dirt on it. Because Urban Meyer, he gonna be in it, so he ain't gonna release all his dirt.
Oh yeah, we already know that. I'm
They're
pretty
gonna
sure.
sugarcoat it.
Yup, because he's gonna try to sue them for defamation,
Right.
even though the defamation is real.
Right.
Right.
That's the funniest shit.
Hey, Cino, did you see Quarterbacks on Netflix?
Yeah, I watched some of it. I ain't finished it.
Oh, okay.
You know, when they got to Mahomes, I was upset.
So, hey, Cino, I got a question.
Yeah.
Who you think gonna win out of Oscar Valdez and Emmanuel Navarrete this weekend?
Man, that's gonna be a good fight. That could be either. That's a 50-50 fight. I got Emmanuel. I think
I think
Emmanuel.
so too. I got Navarrete too.
Yeah, I think Navarrete gonna shout surprise some people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Even though he didn't look good his last fight, even though he won, but I still got Navarrete.
Yeah, I think Navarrete might pull it off.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I think he might drop my man.
I think so too.
Valdez got no defense, man.
He showed don't. Well, Navarrete don't either.
Yeah, you're right, but Valdez his aggression can get him clipped.
Right, correct.
Navarrete can put you out.
Right, he got that power, yeah, and he got that reach too. And Oscar Valdez just short and got them short behind arms, man. He gonna have to try to come in close to him to try to get to him.
Well, that's this weekend.
Just gonna pick him apart.
Yeah, this weekend.
That's this weekend, but that's a 50-50 fight. That can go.
Yeah, it is.
Real quick.
It is.
Yeah, I really got to get on my boxing stuff, man, because
me too.
Man, it's super easy to
I don't
win.
even know who these
boxing.
Yeah, these two cats.
Yeah, me either.
I already wrote
down
this is the greatest year of boxing, man. Like, we gonna have some good behind fights.
Yeah,
it's true. You're right.
I already wrote down Ennis Boots. I got him to watch out for, to bet on and stuff like that. Because Cino said, "Oh man, everybody else was saying he hasn't really fought nobody, so he has right. Yeah, so right now he's just beating everybody. So that's the perfect person to bet on.
He's another hype. He's a hype job.
Got you. Yeah, and
he's a hype job.
Crawford said it's a lost loss situation because it's not even like his name is not even big enough, and he wants big fights and stuff. And he
came out in the interview and said he'll fight Canelo at 150.
Yeah,
at 150. No, he said catch weight at 158.
Yeah, 158.
Fight Canelo.
I was shocked about that one.
I think he could beat Canelo.
Who?
Yeah, catch
weight.
What did you say, Bud?
Yeah.
Bud came out and said today in the interview,
on the Breakfast Club or something.
He'll fight Canelo at catch weight at 158.
Yeah, I think he'll beat him still.
I mean, of course, yeah, but he ain't gonna go fight him at no 160.
No,
because Canelo can't make no damn 158.
I know. I know.
I don't see him fighting at 160 no more.
Right.
I know.
And everybody's just like, man, that rematch it doesn't really mean anything anymore because
it don't.
Yeah.
It don't. That is useless.
Yeah, basically.
That's just a money fight. They made that rematch clause to keep Terence Crawford making money.
Exactly. Tell them, Cino.
So they had
the PBC stands for.
You know what that's all about.
Pay Bud and Canelo.
Yeah, that's what the new thing
That's
is now.
basically what it is.
Because they paying those guys because they know what they got is artificial garbage.
Yeah, and also
And to
Bud
me,
said that.
in my opinion, Tank Davis is
Oh yeah, I was just about to bring
overrated
that up.
to me.
Yeah, I'm
To
going with you on
me,
this. I
he's
don't
a
agree
light
with
though.
Q a lot.
They've been
But
babying his
I'm
ass
gonna
too.
agree with him. I'm gonna agree with him on this one a little bit.
He said, "Man, I don't really agree with
I'm
you a
telling you,
lot,
man, they've
but
been
this time I
babying
gotta agree with him on this
Tank,
one."
man. They got
Nah,
Tank
but
fighting these damn tomato cans.
yeah, that's what Terence Crawford said. He said if he
They got
goes,
him fighting these Mexican tomato cans.
yeah, they said that
throwing fights and
if
shit.
Tank goes up to 147, he has to go up 20 pounds, and then say if Terence Crawford fights him, then if he beats him, then they're gonna say, oh yeah, he was too little and stuff. That's
Yeah,
what
he ain't
Terence
going to no
Crawford.
147. He already said he struggled. He didn't feel comfortable fighting at 140 when he fought at 140 at one time.
Damn.
So he definitely ain't going to no 147.
Sheesh.
He ain't going to no 147, man.
He was talking about he was gonna put him to sleep in round 6. I'm like, listen, come on now, bro.
Tank need to sit his
Stop.
little ass down. He need to worry about doggone Tiafimo and Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, what's going on with Shakur Stevenson, man? Who's gonna fight him? Because
Well,
Henry's been I can't lie, Henry
and
ducked him.
and talk to Lomachenko.
Okay.
Haney made a offer to him that was just an avoidance. He offered him 25%.
Yeah, that's right.
75-25 split.
He should at least did doggone 60-40.
He don't want I feel like he don't want the fight to happen.
Well, yeah, pretty much, and that's how they. And that's how Shakur Stevenson saying, "Look, man, I'm gonna let everybody know I did not turn this fight down. I'm turning down the 25% because I feel I'm more than 25%.
Right.
You know, I realize I'm not the A side, but I'm not 25%.
Right.
Yeah, right. It should have been 60-40, man.
Right. You know, like to be fair, if you're gonna do it the right way.
Right.
You know, that's crazy.
Do you think he lost that last fight though, Henry?
Yes, he did. Lomachenko won.
I went back and watched it, and I kind of remember I said a draw or Lomachenko, but man,
Lomachenko won. I seen that too. Lomachenko did win.
I think Haney won 7-5.
I knew you was going.
Henny.
You were going for Haney the whole time.
No, I was of course I was with Haney the whole time, but I went back and watched it. He did some beautiful body work in that first half of the fight, like with them body shots. But what's called it picked it up and later the fight, like round 9. I feel like round 9, 10, 11. What's called it won. Loma won. I feel like 12th round. Doggone Haney came back and got that round. I feel like it was a 7-5.
You felt like Haney got the 12th?
Yeah, the last round. Yeah, Haney got won the last round. I feel like.
No.
Good. When I first watched it, I was like, man, this is a draw. Or this is a straight up draw. But
how much money Auburn made off of Cam Newton? Probably a lot.
But I like Shakur. I think Shakur could beat all of them though.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because they let him fill into the weight class. So now that he's filled into the weight class, it's just like with Bud. If Errol would have fought him a couple years ago, he probably would have had a better chance.
Right.
Now he's a real full-fledged welterweight. So now you should have caught him when he was first coming in the division.
Right.
You would have had a better shot.
Right.
Now he's filled into the weight class. It was like, oh, okay. Now you messed up.
Right. Right. I agree.
Timing is everything. Real.
Man, can you believe doggone Jamal trying to press charges on Caleb Plant, man?
Of course I can, because he's an idiot.
Man, he's a straight pussy. That's a straight hole.
I knew it when I spoke to him on the phone. He's been the same guy ever since. I knew his energy changed as soon as I met his energy. He was expecting to hear Sean. He did not want to talk to me. And when he got a chance, I told the other guy already. No, say it to me. You got a problem with me. I'm here now. What's the problem?
Right.
So me and you.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah. What was no? I told the other guy. I already told him. No. Say it to me. Because
Right.
he a pastor and you just going off cursing and yelling at him. He's just gonna say go with God. I'm gonna be like, God sent me here.
Man, the judge gonna throw that out so doggone quick.
Right. God sent me now. I'm the angel of death for you.
Man, the judge gonna throw that out so damn quick.
All right. Sean was like, Jay, Hail Marys, go with God, man. Just let it go, man. God will take care of it. I mean, nah, God sending me. He finna take care of it. He finna send me over there. Give me the number.
Man, how the judge gonna look like
Right
if
now.
you're a UFC fighter in a boxing, man, you can't press charges on nobody for slapping you, man.
Man, he deserved to be slapped.
This is one of the twins
I would have
that
went
you're
in.
talking about?
I'd have probably went right behind him. I'd be like, slap. All right, it's up. I'd be like, it's up. It'd be like, no, see, don't know. I mean,
Yeah, right.
And then
How
get
can
some
you?
ring
How
tape.
can you do that, man? And you can fight this man and try to whoop his ass legally and get millions of dollars off of it. Like, what are you gonna get out of it? What's the end game?
They put on these things. The same thing with Hurd. Remember when he slapped his other brother?
Right.
They always getting slapped. They should be the slap twins. They
Right.
always get slapped around. These boys, I'm like, he was right there trying to fight me. He's just trying to start some commotion to build some buzz around. But
This is the one that's gonna be fighting Canelo.
No,
Nah, the other
this
brother.
is the one that should be fighting Canelo, but no,
Right.
he ain't.
Right.
It's
okay,
Jamel.
okay.
Yeah, Jamel fighting Canelo. Jamel, the oldest one.
The
What
only
is
one.
your prediction for that fight?
Man, even though I don't like Redhead, but Redhead gonna beat him.
Canelo
He gonna beat
win.
Canelo?
No.
Yeah.
Canelo's
No, I
gonna-
said Canelo gonna beat him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Knockout?
Yeah, he might drop him. I don't think he'll knock him out, but I felt he gonna drop him.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
think he might hurt Jamel, but I think Jamel loses on the cards.
Got you.
Then after he beats him, then they still gonna try to get their Errol Spence Canelo fight. Oh, PBC.
I don't think so.
That was the plan.
I know that was the plan. I know it, but
That was the plan to get that Errol Spence and Canelo fight. And
but Bud threw a wrench in
Errol
the
was
game.
supposed to beat Terence Crawford, and then he was gonna fight Canelo, right?
Yeah,
right. That was the plan. Correct.
that was the plan.
That plan didn't go too well.
No,
Bud
it's like,
threw
how
a
do
wrench
we
in the
get-
game.
how do we get Errol out this rematch? Errol needs to reject the rematch. That's the only way it can happen.
But
So
he's not going to do it. And you know something that pissed me off? How
can't do
dirty
it.
the boxing commission is. How the hell you go suspend Earl for 2 months and talking about, Ryan Garcia took more damage than what Earl did, but you suspend Ryan Garcia 6 months. Where they do that at?
6 months.
Yes, they suspended Ryan Garcia for 6 months. When that tank fight, yeah, he got suspended for 6 months. He got suspended for 6 months. Go back and look at it.
Yeah, he did.
He got suspended for 6 months. But doggone Earl talking
That's
some
crazy. That's
yes, but
politics,
Earl
yeah.
only gets suspended for 2 months. That lets you know it's all about the money. They so dirty.
Money.
And that was that Nevada?
Yes, that fight was in Nevada.
Mm.
when Ryan Tank fought. Yes.
Yep.
Wow, I think that was Golden Boy.
It's
I
so
think
dirty.
Golden Boy did that. I think Golden Boy said, "No, put him out for
Of
6."
course, it was Golden Boy. Come on, bro.
Yeah, of
You
course
know
it
that.
was Golden Boy.
Yeah, I think they did that. They just came to they went to court and everything. So yeah, that was all politics there.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and it's politics now with the Earl situation. How you suspend this man? This man took a beating. He took a beating. Talking about he's suspended for 2 months. So September 28th, he'll be off his suspension and he can go right back training or whatever. This man took a beating.
But that's
Ryan
natural.
Garcia took a body shot. And
I
suspend
know,
this man for
that's
6 months,
natural.
and then you suspend this man
6
for
months
2 months.
suspension is not. No, that's not warranted a 6 month suspension for what he got. But the 60 days, that's normal. 60 to 90,
Right, 60 days
that's
is
normal.
normal.
So
Correct, but they suspended him for 6 months though.
yeah,
6 months.
that's politics there.
Right, they suspended him for
Well,
6
I think
months, and then
Oscar
they
put
suspend,
that.
and they just now suspended Earl
Yeah, that's
for
crazy.
2 months. So he'll be just back in time to
Money,
fight
money, money,
December 9th.
money. That's their
Yeah,
favorite.
I told
That's their
y'all.
favorite
They
song.
already said they because people
Their
going
favorite song.
they going right back out there. I told you they walk around like zombies right now. They in disbelief of everything they just seen. They still can't believe it went that way. They looking for any excuse. Maybe his dog died. Maybe Terence Crawford
Oh
glove.
yeah, man. I done heard it all on YouTube streets, man. They making all skills what got his butt whooped. That's all it was.
Yeah, it's just
Skills.
just can't let it go, man. It's
I
sad.
done heard it all, man.
It is crazy out here.
Man.
At least Earl taking it like a G. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah,
ain't like
yeah.
Deontay Wilder.
Listen, shout out to Earl for doing, you know what I'm saying? He's not
Right.
making no excuses. He just
No
said, man, the
excuse.
better man won. That's it. There's
Right.
no excuses.